The sun rose, tinting the sky above Ponyville a light pink, and a cyan Pegasus was there to greet it. It was unusual for Rainbow Dash to be awake so early in the morning, and even more unusual for her to get up so early on Hearts and Hooves Day. Rainbow Dash looked down from the cloud she was sitting on to see the first of the day's couples already embarking on dates. This made her blush and groan in embarrassment as she turned her gaze towards the small cottage on the furthest outskirts of the town.
I can't believe I'm doing this,
Rainbow thought to herself, spreading her wings and soaring towards Fluttershy's house.
But I can't put this off anymore. And besides, Fluttershy likes romantic stuff like that, right?
Rainbow shook her head.
Why couldn't I just tell her earlier?
She landed by Fluttershy's front door and raised her hoof to knock. Before she made contact with the wood, however, she froze in place, nerves getting the better of her.
Right, that's why.
Rainbow's head drooped as she let out a sigh.
Again, another year and I can't say it. She calls me the brave one. Come on, it's just 3 words. I love you.
Rainbow rehearsed under her breath.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
Rainbow knocked on the door, taking a deep breath. She started to smile as the door began to open.
Fluttershy,
Rainbow stopped, as she saw that the pony on the other side of the door wasn't Fluttershy, but a stallion.
Oh, hello, Rainbow Dash,
he said.
What brings you here so early?
Prism glider?
Rainbow asked, recognizing the Pegasus as one of her fellow weather ponies.
Why are you in Fluttershy's house?
Oh, she didn't tell you?
Tell me what?
Oh, Rainbow!
Fluttershy called. Rainbow looked past Prism and into the cottage. Fluttershy was trotting out of her kitchen, balancing a tray of 2 plates of waffles on her back.
Hey, Fluttershy!
Rainbow said.
Happy Hearts and Hooves Day!
Same to you.
Fluttershy replied, a slight blush forming on her cheeks.
You remember Prism Glider, right? He was at Tornado Day last year.
Yeah, I remember. I work weather team with him,
said Rainbow.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry.
That's cool. Mind if I ask why he's here?
Oh, he's my,
Fluttershy trailed off into stutters and seemed to have become incapable of looking at Rainbow.
I am her boyfriend.
Prism finished for her. Rainbow blinked in surprise.
Oh.
That's not weird, is it, boss? I know you two basically grew up together.
It's fine,
said Rainbow, her voice taking on a flat monotone.
I'll let you two hang out then. See ya.
Okay, see ya.
Bye, Rainbow,
said Fluttershy sadly, as the door closed. Rainbow spread her wings, ready to take flight, but stopped. With a sigh, she took to trotting along the path back to Ponyville.
I waited too long. If I had just told her back at flight camp, or Tornado Day, or even as late as the Equestria Games tryouts, I could have...
Rainbow gasped, snapping out of her regretful thoughts as her head bumped into something.
Oh, hi, Dashy,
said Pinkie Pie, looking over at Rainbow.
Hey, Pinkie. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you.
Oh, it's fine,
said Pinkie, as she turned to continue hanging pink banners around the outside of Sugar Cube Corner.
So what are you doing today? It must be something fun if you're up this early.
Nothing anymore,
sighed Rainbow.
Why?
Asked Pinkie, turning to give a concerned look.
What's wrong?
Rainbow hesitated.
Can I trust Pinkie with something so emotional? I never really talk about this stuff with any pony but Fluttershy.
Dashy?
Fluttershy has a cult friend.
Well, that's great news!
Smiled Pinkie before breaking off into a high-speed rant.
Rarity was always talking about how lonely Fluttershy was around Hearts and Hooves Day. She always seems so much sadder on their spa trips this time of year, you know? So, if his lucky stallion and any pony we know, should we throw them a party celebrating their hookup? Who am I kidding? Of course we should! I'll go till Twilight, and you can fly over to Sweet Apple Acres and we can tell Applejack and Rarity. Hopefully they won't mind you crashing in on their Hearts and Hooves Day plans. We'll all meet up at the library tonight to plan and... Dashy?
Pinkie finally stopped her rambling as she noticed Rainbow had started sulking away.
Dashy, what's wrong? Aren't you happy for Fluttershy?
I guess.
Said Rainbow. She paused and thought.
No, I'm not. I was supposed to be with her.
You were?
Pinkie asked.
Rainbow, are you saying?
Yes.
Rainbow sighed.
I'm in love with her, okay? I was hoping to tell her how I felt, and we could be each other's mare friends and have a fun day together. But then I came face to face with Prism Glider, and well, things changed.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I probably hurt your feelings with all that rambling stuff, huh?
Said Pinkie, nuzzling up next to Rainbow.
It's fine.
So, Prism Glider, huh?
Yeah, he helped out with Tornado Day.
Said Pinkie, biting her lip in thought.
I don't know him very well. He'll have to fill me in for the plan to work.
Plan? What plan?
Rainbow asked.
The plan to replace him with you and Fluttershy's love life.
What? Pinkie, are you telling me to impersonate him or something?
Pinkie rolled her eyes.
No, silly. Haven't you ever seen those romantic comedy films?
Pinkie, Ponyville only has one film projector and it's in the library. And I'm not going to fly all the way to Camelot for a mushy romance movie.
Well, did you read me books about it then?
Pinkie asked.
I'm more into adventure books.
Well, I'll see if Twilight has any rom-com film reels we can watch then. I need to educate you properly before we can proceed.
Rainbow stared blankly as the credits rolled, a cheesy pop song playing, when Pinkie stuck her head back into the room.
What did you think, Rainbow?
I guess it was funny.
Rainbow said uncertainly.
A bit too mushy for my tastes. And I'm not really in the mood for laughing today, anyway.
Well, it wasn't meant to make you laugh, but teach and inspire.
Said Pinkie, plopping down on the floor next to the bemused Pegasus.
What do you mean?
Don't you get it, Dashy? We're in a romantic comedy, a real-life romantic comedy. Isn't that exciting?
I don't follow you.
Said Rainbow.
What at all is funny about this?
Trust me, it'll be funny in hindsight.
Said Pinkie, waving a hoof dismissively.
Now, let me explain. Prism Glider is the antagonist, you're the protagonist, and Fluttershy is the smoking hot love interest.
Hey!
Said Rainbow, angrily.
What?
Said Pinkie.
You think she's hot, right?
Rainbow blushed heavily.
Yeah, but it's really weird to hear you say it.
Pinkie shrugged.
Now then, while you were watching the film, I went ahead and learned where Prism and Fluttershy will be going for their Hearts and Hooves Day date. If we hurry, we can set up our zany schemes to expose Prism for the jerk he is and let you swoop in as the hero.
Jerk?
Rainbow repeated.
I work with Prism, Pinkie, and he isn't really a jerk. He's actually a pretty nice guy.
Is he really?
Pinkie asked.
How was he this morning?
Fine?
Pinkie shook her head.
Really? Are you sure? Tell me what he did exactly, but summarize it. We don't have much time. They'll be in the park in 30 minutes.
Rainbow scrunched her nose in thought.
He opened the door, asked what I was doing there, told me he was Fluttershy's cult friend, and then shut the door.
Pinkie gasped.
He wouldn't even let you talk to her?
What? I don't think that's what's...
Oh, of course. He put on a friendly face in front of her. Didn't you pay any attention to the movie?
So you're saying he's tricking Fluttershy?
Rainbow asked. Pinkie nodded.
Exactly. All antagonists in romantic stories are jerks like that.
Why would he do that?
Rainbow asked.
Why would any pony play with Fluttershy's emotions like that?
So he can score a total hottie and brag to his coworkers about it.
Pinkie said.
I've seen it a million times before.
Pinkie, seriously, can you stop talking about Fluttershy's attractiveness?
Sure.
Pinkie said.
We need to talk about our first zany plan after all.
Pinkie, where did you get their schedule anyway?
Rainbow asked as the two of them darted out of the door. Pinkie and Rainbow peeked out from behind a bush while watching Prism and Fluttershy trot down by the duck pond.
Okay, here's the plan. First, we prove to Fluttershy that Prism only cares about himself, while you care for her in ways no pony else does.
How do we do that?
Remember when that prince guy pushed Rarity in the way of a cake a couple of years ago?
Yeah?
Rainbow answered slowly.
Well, we'll pull something similar here. I'll do a cannonball into the water, and it will come crashing down on the two of them. When Prism leaps out of the way, Fluttershy will be left alone to take the full brunt of the water.
You want to splash Fluttershy with freezing cold water?
Rainbow snapped.
Of course not.
Pinkie said,
You'll slip in to protect her, proving that you love her and Prism only loves himself.
Wait, you want to splash me with freezing cold water?
Rainbow snapped,
Quit dashing! We need to move now!
said Pinkie, running to the water before answering.
Pinkie, wait!
Rainbow called.
Get it, Boo!
Pinkie screamed, leaping into the air and curling up as she went falling towards the water.
Pinkie!
Fluttershy asked, looking as the pink earth pony fell into the pond.
Damn it, Pinkie!
Rainbow muttered, flying over at high speed to get Fluttershy out of the way.
Look out!
Prism gasped, grabbing Fluttershy and moving to pull her out of the way. Rainbow gasped as Fluttershy was pulled out of the way, resulting in her crashing into the pond as well.
Thank you.
Fluttershy mumbled.
No problem.
Prism smiled as the two of them trotted away.
Come on. The park seems to be a bit too busy today.
Rainbow spat the water out of her mouth before glaring at Pinkie.
Great job, Pinkie! That didn't work at all!
Dash quickly hugged herself, shivering from the cold water.
It will in the long run.
Pinkie stuttered, the water causing her to shiver as well.
He clearly pulled her out of the way to make you look bad.
What? Do you think he overheard your plan?
Rainbow asked.
Obviously.
Pinkie stuttered.
With how you shouted about being splashed with cold water.
Like this is my fault.
Rainbow muttered as the two of them trotted out of the pond and began shaking themselves dry.
Come on.
Pinkie said,
Let's get warmed up better at my house before moving on to phase 2.
Sounds good.
said Rainbow, giving one last shiver before trotting off with Pinkie.
All right, we better be extra quiet for this one.
Pinkie whispered, peering out from behind a haystack. Fluttershy and Prism Glider were at the fair that the town had set up for today, with Prism currently trying to win Fluttershy a stuffed animal at the ring toss.
So, what do I do here?
Rainbow asked.
Win the animal for her instead, silly. You know how rigged those games can be, don't you? The chances of him winning her one are... Oh, thank you.
They heard Fluttershy's voice say. Peeking out again, they saw Fluttershy hugging a giant stuffed bear that was dressed like a Wonderbolt. She shifted her leg a little to hug Prism as well, who was still beaming from winning it.
Okay, scratch that plan.
Pinkie said.
You do know the Hearts and Hooves Day fair isn't rigged, right?
Rainbow asked, scowling at Pinkie.
None of Ponyville's fairs are.
How come I never win?
Pinkie asked.
Oh, maybe I'm just no good at those games.
Rainbow angrily rolled her eyes before peeking out at Fluttershy again. She and Prism were getting onto the Ferris wheel. Pinkie looked out and grinned. She darted out, weaving between the crowd and sneaking up to the Ferris wheel control mechanism. Rainbow blinked in surprise as Pinkie discreetly jammed a gear before rushing back.
Now you can go in and rescue her.
She smiled as the Ferris wheel screeched to a halt, trapping Prism and Fluttershy at the top.
She can fly, Pinkie,
said Rainbow in an annoyed voice.
Oh, right.
Said Pinkie.
But, her wings lock up when she's scared, right?
Rainbow's eyes widened, and a small smirk formed on her face before she flew off towards the two of them.
Fluttershy!
Oh, hi, Dashy.
Said Fluttershy as the blue Pegasus flew up next to the carriage.
You okay? I saw the wheel stop.
Yes, I'm fine.
Said Fluttershy.
Not much to complain about either.
Said Prism.
We've got a great view, and we can fly out whenever we want.
Oh, yeah.
Said Rainbow, a disappointed look on her face.
Is something wrong?
Fluttershy asked.
Huh? Oh, no. Well, enjoy your date, I guess.
Before Fluttershy could say anything else, Rainbow darted away, back to where Pinkie was hiding.
What was that all about?
Fluttershy asked, staring at Rainbow.
Ignore her. I'm sure if it was something important, she'd tell you.
Yeah.
Said Fluttershy, looking sadly at her stuffed Wonderbolt bear.
Maybe. We're running out of time!
Pinkie gasped as the sun began to set.
He'll be eating dinner at Savoir Fay Cafe tonight.
Pinkie, I don't think this is working.
Nonsense! Of course it's working! Now the final thing to do is mess up their dinner! So you'll sprinkle some laxatives into Fluttershy's meal.
And this will help me win Fluttershy's heart. How?
Rainbow snapped.
Well, you know those old stories where one pony gets sick and the other cares for her and they fall in love? That sort of thing.
Pinkie said.
Do all your romantic plans come from cliches?
Do you have a better plan?
Fine, give me the laxatives.
Rainbow sighed at last.
I won't give her too much, though. Just enough that she'll need help when Prism ditches her.
Atta girl.
Pinkie said, as Rainbow trotted off with a small salt shaker of it. Double checking to make sure the coast was clear, Rainbow snuck into the cafe's staff entrance, darting as careful as she could through the kitchens and training her ears towards Fluttershy's table.
So that will be an eggplant parmesan and a stuffed tomato platter.
The waiter asked.
Yes, please.
Said Fluttershy.
Okay, I'll get that right out to you.
He said, trotting back to the kitchens. Fluttershy hunched over the table and began to play absent-mindedly with her straw as she and Prism began talking quietly. Rainbow forced herself to look away and focused her attention on the meals being prepared and put up for the waitstaff to pick up. She swallowed her saliva nervously as the eggplant parmesan and stuffed tomato platter was put out.
Which one is Fluttershy's and which one is Prism's?
Rainbow thought as she raised the laxatives up to shake out onto the meals.
Rainbow?
Ah!
Rainbow gasped, dropping the shaker and turning around. Fluttershy was standing right behind her, a confused look on her face.
What are you doing here?
I was just...
Rainbow began, trailing off as Fluttershy leaned down and sniffed the contents of the shaker Rainbow had dropped.
Is that laxatives?
Fluttershy, I can explain.
Rainbow stuttered.
Wait, how do you know what laxatives smell like?
That doesn't matter.
Said Fluttershy, frowning.
Rainbow, were you trying to give Prism laxatives?
No!
Rainbow stuttered.
I wouldn't sabotage your date like that.
Then, you were trying to give me laxatives?
Fluttershy gasped.
Fluttershy, listen, I was just...
When I saw you this morning and at the fair, I thought...
Fluttershy's eyes were tearing up.
You thought...
Rainbow repeated, placing a hoof on Fluttershy.
Fluttershy? Please don't cry.
Leave me alone, Rainbow!
Fluttershy snapped, pushing Rainbow's hoof away.
It doesn't matter what I thought, because I was wrong! You're just nothing but a great big jerk!
Jerk?
Rainbow repeated, as Fluttershy ran off, crying.
Fluttershy?
Prism asked, as the sobbing Pegasus galloped past. He got up and followed her, while an angry waiter tossed Rainbow out the back. Rainbow didn't even notice she had been thrown outside until Pinkie trotted up to her.
Dashy, you okay? I saw Fluttershy run out crying.
Rainbow said nothing as Pinkie helped her onto her hooves. Rainbow started trotting off down the empty road as Pinkie's cantered after her.
Cheer up, Dashy. It's not over yet. You can still win her heart if we get the match.
Win her heart?
Rainbow snapped.
How can I win her heart? Pinkie, you said it yourself. The antagonists of these romantic comedies are jerks. Well, guess what? The entire time I've been the jerk. I'm the bad guy.
What?
Pinkie stuttered as Rainbow fell onto her back.
Don't say that. You're not a jerk.
What did Prism do that was rude today, Pinkie? He moved her out of the way from our water splash. He won her a toy at the fair. He trusted her to be able to fly on her own when they were ready to leave, and he didn't try to slip her laxatives. Meanwhile, I spent the whole day stalking her and letting you talk me into these stupid schemes.
I'm sorry, Rainbow. This is all my fault.
It's not entirely your fault. It's mine for letting you talk me into all of this. And for not telling Fluttershy I loved her from the beginning.
Rainbow?
Pinkie gasped, leaping into a bush on the other side of the road.
Fluttershy?
Rainbow asked, looking up at her as she trotted up.
I'm sorry I called you a jerk. I didn't mean to insult you like that. You're always so nice to me and—
Stop that! I was the jerk, okay? I should have just let you be with Prism. Pinkie told me how lonely you usually are without a date, and, well, you got one, and instead of being happy for you, I kept trying to win you for myself.
So that's what's been going on all day,
said Prism, trotting up to the two Pegasi. Rainbow looked up.
I'm sorry, Prism. You're a really nice guy, and I just kept telling myself that you were the bad guy. You deserve her far more than I do, and I'm sure you'll make her happy.
See, that's the thing, Rainbow. I don't think I will.
What do you mean?
Rainbow asked.
All day, something seemed a bit off. It wasn't until we ran into you at the fair that I started piecing it together, and, well, she confirmed my suspicions while we were waiting for dinner at the cafe.
What?
Rainbow Dash, I love you. Ever since you saved me from the bullies I did, I was hoping you felt the same way and would tell me, but you never did. So I asked Prism, hoping to get over you, but—
You showed up to her house first thing in the morning, and we saw you following us all day.
I hoped that you loved me back, but I didn't want to break up with Prism, not after how nice he was in taking me out, especially if I didn't know for sure.
You were right not to. Fluttershy, I do love you. I think I always have. I just couldn't bring myself to say it, always finding excuses. In flight school, it was so that I wouldn't be bullied for being gay. And later in life, it was so that I didn't risk driving you away. But holding back like I did and acting like I did today, I may have ruined any chance of just being your friend, let alone being with you forever.
Dashy, I forgive you for today. I never leave my best friend over one bad day, and I certainly wouldn't end any potential relationship we may have over a silly mistake,
said Fluttershy. Rainbow sniffled a little.
I think I'm getting a cold from the water earlier.
Well, now that that's sorted out,
said Prism.
I can rest easy. Good night, you two. Enjoy your lives together. See you at work next week, boss.
Good night, Prism Glider,
said Fluttershy.
Thank you so much for all you've done. I'm sorry it didn't work out between us.
Prism, I'm sorry about today,
said Rainbow.
I'm sure you'll make some pony very happy one day.
Prism gave a small smile before turning away and trotting off home. Pinkie stuck her head out of the bush, glaring after him.
Yeah, that's right! Walk away!
Pinkie! He's not a jerk!
Rainbow snapped.
Sorry.
Pinkie mumbled, sinking back into the bush.
Sorry we're off to such a rough start, Fluttershy. I sort of wrecked your Hearts and Hooves day.
Oh, it's okay,
said Fluttershy, leading the way back to her cottage.
The day's not over yet, and I can think of a lot of ways you can make it up to me.
She gave Rainbow a small, flirty smile. Rainbow blushed heavily, giving a small smile in return.
Oh, name it and I'll do it for ya.
Pinkie stuck her head out of the bush, watching the two Pegasi trot away with a smile.
Damn, she's hot.
Pinkie! What did I say about talking like that?
Rainbow snapped, looking back.
Sorry!
Pinkie called, blushing as she ducked back into the bush.